Hello, good evening. Welcome to episode 20 of the Paranormal Lens. I'm Chad Thomas and I'm here with Jamie Widener. How you doing, Jamie?
Hey, Chad, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Anything new going on?
Still in the IR, man, so not much. No. I
But
heard there was something happening in New Jersey over the weekend. I don't know. Do you know anything about that?
we went and did an investigation with a whole bunch of people at a red mill. Yeah, it was a good time.
Red
We had a lot
Mill.
of fun.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know a little bit of something about a Red Mill.
Do
Interesting.
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of maybe like you did a report on it last week, huh?
A report. Yeah, like I handed in my book report. Yes, exactly.
So
Did I get a grade yet? What's going on?
From all the feedback that we got from everybody, you got an A on it from the sounds of it. So there you go.
That was an easy A, actually. That's a great spot.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good investigation. We can bring that up with Jerry and Melissa. Oh, I just dropped who our guests are, didn't I?
Oh, no.
Surprise. So for episode 20, we decided to bring on Jerry and Melissa, and they were happy to come on and talk about the history of JOTT-NYX, because if it weren't for JOTT-NYX, we wouldn't be here doing this. So let's bring them in.
Hey, I know those guys.
Hey.
How are you?
Guys?
Doing good.
We're great.
That's
Hot
good.
enough for you?
Oh, I'm glad I have central air. I know you guys said you were having some problems earlier today, so
We are. Long story, but we're okay now.
well, that's good.
Haven't seen live in a money pit.
Welcome to home ownership, right?
Yay.
Yep.
Yep.
Central air don't work and air conditioners blow up. You know what do you do? Buy a new air conditioner and
Yep.
deal with it.
So
And when the hottest room there is.
isn't that how? That's where the computer is, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the cats wouldn't leave us alone if we didn't do that.
Yeah. We need a privacy.
Yeah.
I understand. So, well, we wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about JOTT-NYX and the history of JOTT-NYX, because, like I said earlier, a few minutes ago, without JOTT-NYX, Jamie and I wouldn't be doing this. You know, we're having a lot of fun doing this and doing investigations and stuff. So, tell us about JOTT-NYX. Where did it start? What's the history? What
I'll pass that on to you.
Okay, so
She started it.
funny story. I worked at Wise Markets, and a woman came in, and she applied for a job, and we had a lot of things in common, and overall fun person. And we got to talking about like the ghost hunter shows and ghost adventures and things like that. And she said, why don't we go out and do this sometime? Excuse me. And I said, sure, why not? So we got 13 of us on Friday the 13th. But it was in it was a full moon, and we went out to the local hotspot here, Chickies Hill. It's known, local legends, lores about having different types of things back there. Jamie, you know all about that.
Yeah.
And we decided we were going to go out there and play ghost hunters. So we dressed in all black, and we got our handy flashlights out, and we just
That's all we had.
We did. We thought we were like badass, you know. And we went venturing out there at 3:00 in the morning one night. And we quickly learned that we were dealing with things that we had no idea what we were doing. Like, we had no idea. We saw a little boy as we walked up a hill, and I went first, and I shined my flashlight over towards him, and I didn't even know he was there. And he was crouched by a tree. He wasn't sitting on the ground, but he was just crouched, like squatted down. He had no t-shirt on, no shoes, pair of blue jeans, and he had spiky white hair. And he had the reddest eyes I have ever seen in my life. And I thought, boy, this kid he's smoking out here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So his t-shirt's in the tree, and his shoes were all over the place. And he looks at me, he comes right up into my face, and he says, where are my shoes? And I said, well, they're right there. And just like that, he disappeared. Like, no one saw him leave. We don't know what direction he went. He was gone. Like, he just vanished.
And no footprints at the tree. I checked.
Right. So Jerry goes over to the tree, and there's not even like footprints in the grass where he was crouched down at. It was totally undisturbed. and we just started 5 minutes prior to that.
Yeah.
So we get down into the trails, and we had to go through the tunnel that's down there, and we were okay with that. We took the grass trail, and we saw 2 quad runners. We heard them actually coming in our direction. We saw the lights, we heard them, and they were coming directly at us. So we all hid because we were trespassing. And
not anymore.
Jerry went running towards them, and they disappeared. So they just disappeared. They weren't on the trail. We didn't hear it.
It was one of those things where I turned around and see where everyone else was, and I turned back and it was gone. It was actually on the Marietta side.
Yes.
At Chickies Rock, where people climb. So it's that little stretch there. I'm like, where's this quad runner go? Can't go in the woods. Yeah.
And we would hear the ghost train. Everybody said there's a ghost train out there. I thought baloney. I grew up in the area, so did Jerry, and you can always feel it on your feet, and you can hear it coming. It blows their whistles every stop, and it's like every block on its way through Marietta into Columbia.
Yep.
And we heard it. We saw the light. We felt it, and no train.
No train.
So things were like just disappearing before our eyes out there. So.
Wow.
Yeah, so that piqued my interest,
You got to understand, Chad, you may not know this, but Jamie does. It's every hour and 15 minutes they go by.
Oh, yeah. Steady.
Okay.
Right.
So we're constantly hiding because they would stop right at Chickies Rock where you would climb out of Marietta side. So we were hiding in the woods for a good 15, 20 minutes. And then the dog came out. So now we're scared.
Yeah, the engineer brought the dog out.
We got lucky. Nothing happened, but yeah, the dog was out. So. We let the dog out. The engineer did.
That we know.
So from there, we just, Jerry and I just started researching. My friend kind of got into the darker side of the paranormal. She decided she was going to play I'm a Witch, and let's see what I could throw in a cauldron. And
Okay.
yeah, and we had to part ways. She was getting more into the satanic side of religion, and that was not something that I wanted to be a part of. So, we talked about it, and it was better. We were better off being friends from a distance. And then, and Jamie, you know who I'm talking about. He was on a couple of them with us, investigations with us. Okay. So, and then we took some time off.
Yeah.
Until 2018, and then we just came back when we got at the Haldeman.
I think, falling into the Haldeman was where it all started, really.
Yeah.
So when you say the Haldeman, what is the Haldeman for everybody else?
It's the Haldeman Mansion in Bainbridge, Pennsylvania. We actually lived up there in the carriage house. We were the paranormal directors, doing events just like we do at Booby's Brewery, and raising money for the Historical Society. Okay. And we just happened to fall into it, and we took over, and we were there for about 2 years. Yeah. Right when then they closed right after COVID.
Okay. So did you have any interesting experiences at the Haldeman you can tell us about?
Oh boy.
Anything that stands out?
Do you mean as far as in the apartment or in the property? Because the property, we could talk all night about it.
Yeah.
Well, any of the investigation, you said you were running public investigations there. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that? I mean, I know they're not doing. They've moved away from the paranormal, but so nobody can have those experiences anymore.
No,
like
I guess
an investigation. But
I would think at the end, I think, and Jamie's aware of this, is the blue lights.
The blue lights.
Blue lights, we can't figure them out.
We weren't there long enough to figure out the blue lights that kept popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
Whether they were inside or outside.
And the time warp or
we did have a time stood still moment. We actually had Daryl and Mustafa there that night when that happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
The recorder just did for 2 minutes, nothing, and then you heard the people's voices. It was
weird. It was really weird. And that's where we met Tim and Erica. So they were
Hi,
there.
everyone.
Hi, guys.
Hi from Scotland.
Oh, not from Scotland.
Well, no,
I know.
So I'm assuming then that the Haldeman is where the team started forming.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so your first team member was Andrew, is that correct?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, and it grew from there to
Jamie.
Jamie.
Okay.
And then Matt was doing he was doing work actually at the carriage house for us with our direct TV. And
Okay.
he came to one of our events with Daryl, and I just loved his enthusiasm.
Yeah.
So we brought him on.
Okay.
And then we had quite a few people actually with us. And no ill will towards anybody. You know, we had really good people with us. Unfortunately, lives take different paths.
Yep.
You know, and with us running events and stuff, we need people who are committed.
Yeah.
You know, at least 50% of the time.
Yeah.
You know, so
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm Jamie. No, I'm just kidding, man.
He's working on coming back. I know he is.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like 51%. Come on, man.
that's right. You'll
I'm
get
glad
there.
you're getting better.
So things shut down at the Haldeman, and then you got an offer to do an investigation at Boobies. Is that how that happened, or you reached out to them?
No, actually, we were still doing a Haldeman, and Melissa said, "Let's get the team at another place to investigate." Because all we did was the Haldeman, and it was Ruby's Brewery. Well, at the time, they watched us and said, "Hey, we like you guys. We want you to be our paranormal team there."
Mhm.
And so we're like, "All right, we need to build a team up because we want to do the Haldeman and do both."
Mhm.
That's when we got the word that they're doing away with the paranormal and going to weddings. So
Yeah.
and then we moved.
Okay. But it was sometimes when a door closes, another door opens, and that's
Right.
It sure did.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah.
And the team has grown too a lot.
Yeah.
You know, with Tim and Erica, we wanted them to be on our team, and they wanted to be on our team, and it was just difficult because they live in New Jersey. So we came up with this, hey, why not be our sister team and be our New Jersey team? And it's worked out. They've been with us for almost 4 years now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And I believe they're expanding here soon, maybe.
they are. They have 2 members, Amanda and Kelly, and I believe she's interviewing for another teammate.
Yes.
So
Great. Good.
yeah. So they're getting bigger too.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. Then I think you added David at that point. We had some other people that I knew who were on the team for a while there too.
Mm-hmm.
David came in.
Mm-hmm.
And then not shortly after that, I came in. Thanks to Jamie.
Worst decision I ever made.
So.
Right.
So constant growth seems to be a theme for a team like this, because of the evolution of things. Would you say that's pretty accurate, or?
Yeah, I mean, I look for a certain type of person to be on the team, and I'm willing to work with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They have to follow what we stand for, and Jamie, you know what that is. We have to, uphold our integrity, be honest. We're pretty much all skeptics. We try to figure out what it is before we say it is paranormal. And they just have to click. Everybody has to click and get along. It's tough when you have 10 people on your team, and different personalities. Everybody has to get along in some way or the other.
And some are so nice you just want to fire them, but you can't.
Who would that be, Jerry?
That's not Jamie, though.
I know, Chad. I've never been fired, so
He's been at it for weeks.
Must be awful.
Mm-hmm.
They fired the good ones.
I love you, Chad.
I appreciate it. So no, it being on the team has been a lot of fun, and I appreciate it. So, and I've learned a lot and got to meet some great people, and
good.
And yeah, so
that's it. We're always evolving, right? We're always learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What we do. It's what we got to do. It's keep one. Not saying we know everything, because we don't.
Nope. So going in with the evolving thought there, Jerry, you're always coming up with new equipment, different things, not necessarily things that everybody know about. Where are you finding? Where do you find your new tools?
I just look for, sometimes on Amazon, and I go from there to the web page on that. I'm trying to like the air flux, 43 feet underground in catacomb. There's not very much air flow in there, and why not have something that reads the airflow? So I thought it would be great, and it actually worked. So I was kind of happy. So hopefully, Tim can get that other one fixed. We'll have 2 of them.
Yeah.
I had to get a new one. So yeah, I'm always trying to find something different because we're teaching. Everyone knows the K2. Everyone knows the common stuff. So try to throw something a little different in the works. I think it's a good thing. So yeah. I'm always looking, so I got to watch it. Can't spend all the time.
No.
Right.
I understand that. So
most of his toys come from Scotland.
Yeah, the air flux was from Scotland. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to get more, but
No.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a ring today.
I did.
We didn't even order it. Neither one of us. I don't know how we got that.
Interesting. So, and again, another good resource we have at our disposal is Tim Bergen is a great resource for finding stuff, I think. So I know we've done that. We're making it.
Yes.
Yeah, Tim's
We're making it.
Yeah, Tim's great with making. He's a great guy.
I like how he takes things apart, like the cat ball, and analyzes it and tells us what it does and how it works. And that's great.
And I think it's good because that, you don't want to put certain equipment in certain areas. It's going to go off.
And he's great at telling you the different types of radio interference and EMF like all those different things. It's great having those discussions.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Yep.
We debunk before we even start. Really. You get that information, they don't put it there. So.
Right.
Yep.
Well, let me ask a question here, Chad. So that's a great point. So we obviously do the brewery, and we've done the Haldeman, which are public places, but we've done personal or private investigations too for folks. And the one thing that is really important, and knowing how your equipment works, but also then getting the baseline of that establishment, whatever that home is. And we found things automatically, like the one household had their headboard right next to their circuit panel, and they were having crazy dreams and stuff. And the box is hot. I mean, it's kicking off a lot of EMF, and right away, seeing that kind of stuff and having the baseline knowledge of how things work, we were able to tell them, hey, how about if you move your bed over here instead? And then the next feedback we got was things are better. Not necessarily a paranormal thing, but being in the paranormal field, the equipment that we tie in help that family out. And other things are happening anyway, so don't be wrong. There's certainly still some activity at that place, but one of their major concerns, and getting rest is critical. Like we all, we never get enough sleep, especially as adults anymore. We're busy, so they weren't resting. And that was stressing them out. So it was a really cool thing to be able to get that connection.
Well, going with that, Jamie, the same person, when this person got very upset, the spike in EMF went crazy,
right?
Because of what his life was about, what their life was about. So I never saw that before. So that was definitely.
You're right. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people think, oh, my place is haunted because this happened. We had a client over in York County who had an iron, some kind of barn animal on the back of her toilet. And when she was in the bathroom one night, it actually lifted itself, scraped the wall, and landed in her trash can. And I'm like, that's like impossible because it's so heavy. So she said, no, you got to come over here. You got to come over. So we went over and I looked around, and it had nothing to do with any demons or bad, entities running around the house. It had everything to do with her energy. She was empty nesting. She's at a certain age that women, go through menopause and things like that. And, her husband was retiring. So everything was just building up for her in this house. And, once we got her straightened out, her body, and then the husband got a part-time job to keep him busy, everything in the house settled down. And, we haven't heard from her, in about 2 years, anything happening. So,
well, that's good.
It was just more of themselves. And a lot of people think just because things are knocking and moving that it's demons and bad things, and it's not. It's just not. But
So which do you enjoy more? Do you enjoy more of the private residence investigations, or going to some of the other places that are famously haunted?
You go with that person, and I'll reply.
You go first.
I like both because they're both different.
Right.
You know, the people
Yeah.
it's helping them. You know, but I also like at Booby's Brewery because we're teaching also. So, but I don't know, going to other places. If it's organized, yes, it's fun. It has to be organized, right?
Yeah.
Not chaotic. So
Right. Yep.
Not a free for
I
all.
kind of enjoy it all.
I like
Okay.
the residentials. I'm interested in people's energy and how it affects their everyday routines. And, you know, at first I was like, oh, that's bullshit. You know, that, you know, people can't do that. But they can, you know, they can. I had 2 teenage daughters growing up. They move stuff. Trust me. It got pretty chaotic in the house, you know, at a certain age.
Sure.
You know, they get, you know, their hormones and their bodies are changing and stuff like that. And then they have all this stress with going to school and high school and trying to fit in.
And I mean, Dad.
And, you know, sometimes things, you know, it just escalates. It's their feelings, their emotions, and their energy. And that always fascinated me. So
Yeah.
I like going to people's homes and seeing what's going on. You know, you get to be nosy a little bit.
Mm-hmm. and you get to meet some pretty cool people and
Right.
what they're experiencing. So, yeah.
Excuse me. And you get to help them too.
Right.
You can educate them, you know, that it's not always paranormal.
Right. Well, good. So, what about the places that you can go? What's been your most memorable outside investigation?
Mine would have to be Trans Allegheny, hands down, without
Where's
a doubt. Down in Weston, West Virginia. Team, we are going there next year. You all got to see this place. It's amazing.
Jamie, will you drive me, please? It's a long trip.
You know, there's a rule of thumb when you're investigating that you always have to be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
This is years ago.
Now, this was a couple years ago before the team actually reformed. And I broke that rule. You know, I'm walking into 220,000 square feet of darkness where they housed the criminally insane, the worst of the worst down there. And these girls, there was females and a female ward and a men's ward. And the women used to complain that, you know, they were getting lobotomies done and nobody would believe them. They're just like, you're crazy. It's not happening. You know, these things aren't happening to you. So Jerry and I decided we were going to walk down the women's hallway. And to get to the men's hallway, you have to go that way. They're linked that way. And I remember saying to Jerry, and I whispered it, I said, you know, we're on the crazy bitches floor, right?
She did.
And it wasn't 2 seconds after that, Jerry saw this black thing come out of a room around me, and immediately I fell to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like somebody punched me right in my eye. And Jerry's like, what's wrong? I was like, I just got punched in the eye. Like, I've never experienced anything like that before. And he looked at it, and my eye was red. It was above my right eye. And I shook it off. I said, oh, God, I should have never said that. I'm so sorry. You know, I broke the rules. I apologize. And we continued down the hallway. And at the end of the hallway, before you get to the men's, there is an easel down there of Dr. Freeman doing a lobotomy on a woman in her right eye.
Here she got.
I'm just going to let that right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, all right. And then the men's ward, well, that was a little creepier.
Yeah.
A lot of bad things happened down there. So
Yeah.
it is one of my favorite places to go.
And I think we went on Halloween, right? And the fog was setting across. It was really cool. It was good setting up.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it is a good place. I mean, it's just huge. It's massive. And, you know, you really got to take your time to go through it the right way.
Yeah.
Jerry, what about you? Would you say that's the same thing for you?
I have a lot, you know. St. Albans. I like St. Albans. Yeah, I got touched a lot. So that was pretty cool to me, you know, touching my ear, my hair. Actually, that's where a Flip came up with the idea. He goes, "Well, Jerry, you don't hear. Maybe they're touching your ears because they let you. Hey, I know you don't hear well, you know." So that was a theory he came up with. I don't know. Might be right. But
Yeah.
I got touched. I got off balance in that suicide room. Saw things. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And the
Yeah.
drive's not actually bad for being 4 hours. But yeah, that's a really good place. There's a lot of good places. Ohio State, Trans Allegheny,
Yeah.
Booby's Brewery, by the way.
Oh,
Mhm.
please. You're plugging that, aren't you?
So would you say that's also the experience you had at Trans Allegheny, Melissa, was pretty scary? Was that probably the scariest experience you've had?
No. No.
I don't know. What Red Mill was pretty.
Okay, let me tell you about the Red Mill.
Can we go with the Red Mill right now?
Can we go with the Red Mill?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Okay, so there's this little log cabin in the back where the fire pit was, Chad, right?
Mhm.
And they're all like, go in there, Melissa, see what you see. Everybody's seeing something in the corner. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to go in here, you know. So I go in with Kirsten, and Erica was with me. And we're standing there in the dark. We're looking at the limestone, you know, glowing from the fireplace. And me and Kirsten, we all saw something in the corner. And I'm like, okay, it's a black, you know, shape of something. And we're just standing there for a good 5 minutes. And all of a sudden, this thing comes at my face. And I went, oh no, it's not happening right now. And I'm out the door. I ran out the door. And they're like, what did you see? And I said, you're not going to believe me when I tell you. I said, it was the plague doctor with the
big nose with the black hair.
That's what I saw.
Wow.
I know. But other guests saw, like, one person saw like a beastly looking thing. And another one, it saw the black shadows and the black anomalies and things like that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, so there was quite a bit of activity up at that end from what I remember. I didn't get to do that because I was with Ron and Lourdes the whole night, but I
Right.
definitely want to go back and investigate up there.
oh yeah.
I have to admit, I didn't. I did the school house with Tim and Zach, and I was pretty much busy the rest of the night. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't really investigate anywhere. I went in there because everybody wanted me to go in to see what I felt.
well, I already knew
Right.
what was going on.
And I didn't expect to see anything. I expected to feel weird, and it felt funny, but
Mm.
The tenant house is really.
I just can't explain what I saw.
tenant house has a weird vibe to
I don't
it.
know.
Yeah. So apparently Amanda saw a shadow man pacing and had anxiety hit when she got near her.
Oh, see, Kirsten did. Everybody did.
Yeah.
So I got to step back for a second. You and Kirsten were in the cabin,
Mhm.
and you turned and booked it.
I did. Yes,
And did you happen to knock over Kirsten on the way out?
I did not.
So
No,
it can be done.
it can be done. Yes,
I've heard of it
yes,
before.
it can be done.
Well,
I
that's
did.
good.
It just invaded my space. It came right up to like nose to nose, and I was like, put my hand up. I'm like, nope, we're not doing this tonight. And I left. I don't mess with things like
What was
that.
cool is people saw things they didn't tell her, and I already knew things were happening because of prior other investigators, Zach,
Mm-hmm.
I believe Kirsten. So
Yeah.
I didn't know what they were seeing because I was building the fire and that and getting burned. But
You know, I don't know why it was there. What was it there for? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
now that was original, as far as I
Right.
get. So.
Right. So
Is that right, Chad? That was original, the cabin.
I believe, Jamie, do you remember? Jamie did the history on it.
I didn't get a whole lot of the outside structure stuff in the intel I had, so I'm not sure either.
Okay.
okay, you can only get like 3 people in that log cabin.
It's,
That was
yeah,
fun.
that was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, I've seen things like that before. I think my first apparition was up at the Haldeman. My sister was actually standing outside, and I came out, and when I looked up at the stairway to heaven, those stairs that were in the middle of the yard,
Yeah.
I saw this little girl standing there, and I turned around and looked at my sister. I'm hoping she caught it, and I just looked at her face, and I knew it. And I said, "You see it, don't you?" She's like, "Uh-huh." And then that quick, it disappeared. So, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot.
Jerry, what about you? What anything really scary you've seen?
I wouldn't say scary. I probably West Virginia State Pen, where I saw that half body apparition. So I wouldn't say it was scary. To me, it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But obviously, everyone I don't hear well. So
Right.
Olivia was saying she saw that. Well, I didn't hear her. So I'm saying telling Melissa what I saw, and we saw the same thing. It was in that floor, the upper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was there when you experienced it, and I could tell you were having a moment. It was like, like it was something new for you.
Yeah,
So,
it was a half body. It was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying, I didn't scare you when it came around the corner when you were in Red Cell that time?
No.
So, is there a site that you haven't been to that you really want to get to?
Well,
Hinsdale. Oh, sorry.
You didn't hear the question.
No, I did. Sorry, I didn't hear it. Sorry, did I say the wrong place?
I would like to go to the Bell Witch House in Tennessee.
Interesting.
I would, and I even told Chris Smith from the Tennessee Race Chasers that if he went with me into the cave, I'd go first. So I haven't gotten that offer yet. I'm still waiting for him to call me. But there and it was going to be the House of Wills until I read Daryl's new book, and that will never happen now. So I can't give it away because his book doesn't come out till Friday. So
yeah.
But I did read the whole thing already, and he told me he didn't want me to go, and now I know why. So I won't be going there. I mean, I like to experience something. This is really bad. I mean, is it wrong? Let me know if it's wrong, Jamie. I want to experience something. I don't want dark. Like,
yeah, that's a good word.
do you know what I mean?
More negative.
More negative, more like in your face,
Well, you kind of got that.
not confrontational, but mess with us a little bit.
Yeah.
But
you also want to do something like that when when you're not running a public investigation.
Oh no,
Correct.
no.
Like Saturday would not have been good for that. So yeah.
No.
I think we were all hurting.
We need to find a location that is going to challenge us. That's the word I'm looking for. I need a challenge now.
Okay.
I completely agree with that. And I'll say something here that's kind of controversial. And I mean no slight to any place that's out there doing these public events, but a lot of times places are marketed really well, and I don't mean that to be negative to good strategy, like to get people to come to a place. That's how people get support themselves, but a lot of times places are marketed that aren't really active or have a whole lot going on at them. And we all go to them, right? It's just what we do. Or they're so marketed that, like Tala, with Trans-Allegheny, you can get there and you could be one of many groups that are in the building all at the same time. And then there's so much contamination. I think the really critical thing that would be really great for us all to do as a group is to find that place that is uniquely us, to have the establishment to ourselves, and to have it be something where it is somewhat of a checkered past and not somebody's marketing campaign saying so. And that's right. I agree with you 100%. I think that would be a fantastic opportunity, and let it play out the way it plays out. You never know you're going to find anything or not, but getting a bit of a stretch would be cool.
Yeah,
I kind of look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going a little different when I go to these places. I'm expecting nothing.
Sure.
So for me, I'm going the half glass full thing. I'm not expecting much. If I get something, I'm happy.
Yeah. See, David just said Malevolent and Liverpool.
Yes, Liverpool was crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw up what Albert put up there. Albert, who is a new honorary team member.
Hey, Bert.
So they were, the black figure came from the far corner and ran behind him. So they had the fight or flight, which I guess is pretty much what you felt, Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then here's what Heather had to say. I think that may be the other comment. But then here is Erica had a completely different experience.
Yes, and she was with me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny how different people can have different experiences in that same moment.
And the glowing rock in the fire pit.
Yeah.
Can't figure that out.
I see that.
And this comes up yet again.
It's never not gonna be funny.
You know, he brought that up at the event, Jamie, not me.
Yeah.
And he said, and I said, either you're going to tell it or I am, because Daryl's going to know what you did to me.
And then here's what Kirsten said. Morgan was in with her, and when Morgan left, the whole room went pitch black.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think, you know, I always say, you know, if you're going to see like an apparition or, you know, white, blue lights, whatever, you know, you're meant to see that. There could be 5 of you standing there and only one person's going to see something, because I think they're meant to see it. There's a reason why they're only seeing it. You know, those blue lights at the Haldeman, crazy. Still don't get it. Still never understand it.
Nope.
We'll never know.
No.
So it sort of leads to another question. How does having psychic and medium abilities come into play for you in an investigation? Jerry, Miss Melissa, this one's for you.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. I don't have that.
I never knew I had those abilities till family members started passing away, and I started seeing them here in my house. And I'm talking about like my biological father, you know, who I haven't seen since 1979. He was here, you know, and little things. I started hearing chattering one night, and I said to Jerry, who is outside talking? And he's like, there's nobody out there. I'm like, Jerry, just go look.
I don't hear it.
They're making this noise. It's driving me crazy. I just kept hearing them talking and talking. Yeah. And there was nobody there. And I quickly realized that it was actually, I'm only hearing it, you know, and I had to learn to shut them off. Like they're only allowed to talk when I let them. Like I already set my boundaries for that. Like they're not just, they don't come sit on my couch with me every night, you know, and talk to me. I don't have conversations like that with them. But if they have something they want to say, they do. And at first it freaked me out because I thought, oh boy, here we go. You know, I know it ran in my family. I know I have great grandparents from Salem, Massachusetts, my great grandmother. Okay. And, you know, with natural healing and that running in our family, it's only natural that some of us get abilities and some of us don't. But, you know, the more I'm developing, and my sister has always had it, other family members have been following the same path. You know, maybe not necessarily, you know, with their abilities and things, but their lifestyles. They follow like earthly religions, that kind of thing. So it's really interesting. And I didn't pay no attention to it. But now that I'm aware of it, I don't always hear them or see them. It's one or the other, and it's never at the same time. So I haven't crossed over into that medium where you can communicate with them like face to face. I don't have that. I just get like photographic memories or pictures every now and then of things to come, or it's weird. And it's like a puzzle to me. I have to figure it out. Yeah. You know,
she'll draw it or give names or something. So they're pretty good a lot of times.
A lot of times. I wouldn't charge anybody for it, but because you know, I have a little problem with that, but that's my personal opinion. I think if you have abilities, you should be using them as a gift, and you should be helping people rather than charging them for it.
Right.
But that's just my opinion.
Touche.
You know, touche.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how
about my abilities?
Have you been able to use them on investigations? Like
I have, but you know, I try not to use them at Booby's Brewery. I really try not to use them because I don't want people judging me. I still have a problem with that. And it's not about me. It's about the spirits of the brewery, and it's about them. Now, if we're having a slow night and I see somebody lurking around, I'm going to mention it, but then they have to go with it. Like I won't sit there and have a conversation with him or her. And, you know, that's just, I don't know. I don't feel right doing that. That's just my personal preference. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Jerry, here's one for you. If money were no object, what equipment would you go buy next?
Oh boy.
He'd buy an iPhone. It's better than that flip phone he had for years. Oh, sorry, babe. I had to.
Stole my thunder.
I did.
Sorry. I don't know. I have to look. I'm not allowed to buy, so I haven't looked lately. I do want to get more from the Scotland team. Like the Airflux, they have the EMF and they have the temperature one also. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Whatever. Chad, I just look at something, I find something like, you know, that's cool. It's different. People like that, you know. And that's how I kind of go with it. Because I don't have any abilities like some people. I can't hear, so I got to use blinky things. You know, I got to go with what works for me. So.
Hey, we figure out what works for us, and every investigator does that anyway. So.
Yep.
Well, you know, we compliment each other too, because a lot of times we go on the investigations. I know he can't hear. I'm used to that. But my eyesight's getting worse, you know, as I'm getting older. So he has really good eyesight. So he's my eyes and I'm his ears. So picture that walking down the dark hallway.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is about Jerry talking about Jerry or what.
Yeah, me. He always says I never smile.
Jerry Swope.
Yeah.
He does
serious stuff here.
Here Scott has another comment here. Which again sounds like he had a really good time. So.
Oh yes, he did. Yes, it was nice having you and meeting you too. I think didn't I see you, Scott, wearing a kilt the other day? That was pretty awesome. No shame in your game. I like it.
So and Tim's right there with you, Jerry.
Yep, I know. I read it. Thank you, Tim.
He knows how to read.
I have to say though, guys, I do have a knack of putting equipment in areas I don't know where spirits are. I did that down at Burlington. I put it behind the step. Nancy goes, "How do you know I saw something?" And I'm like, "I didn't. That's where I would hide if I was a spirit. That's why I put it there." And she's like, "Oh, good thinking."
He thinks like a dead person.
Yeah, that's how I put my mind. I think like if I was a spirit, where I want to be. You know, if I'm naive, I'm going to peek around places, right? If I'm more angry, I'm going to not be afraid to get up in your face, right? That's how I look at things.
Yeah, Chad, you better hide your tripwire, Dave.
Check his pockets.
Yeah. Hey, Dave.
Let's see, what else do we have here? So if somebody wanted to start their own team, form their own team, what advice would you have for them?
Do it for the right reasons. Do it for the right reasons. Research before you even think about going out and doing an investigation.
Yeah. Don't do it
you know,
all
especially at the bigger places. Know what you're going to get yourself into, because like I always say, you know, just because we're at a place and we know of the spirits that live there doesn't mean that others don't enter and don't roam the halls. So you may think you're going into, you know, a little bit of poltergeist activity or a little bit of this, and you're actually walking into a death trap. So research is the key, and being very knowledgeable of the paranormal field before you even attempt it, you know.
And honesty.
And just be honest.
Don't create something that's not there. I think that's some of the problem.
Yeah.
In our world, you know.
Yeah. Jerry brings up another good point, is the drama that can happen in some teams. Don't fall into that. Don't let that control a team. So
you know, we're not perfect, our team, you know, and we've had our share. But it's always the mama bear in me that, you know, I have to keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, working with them. But then I learned that also being psychic, that I retain other people's energies as well. So for my health and for my well-being, we partied with people on our team, but it wasn't because we didn't like them. It's because they have things in their life that they need to focus on, and take care of. And they're welcome to come back whenever they want.
Like Jamie.
Jesus. So you have to have respect for one another on your team.
Yeah.
Right.
And I try to do that with our team. I like to give everybody their own little projects to do. Like you guys run our paranormal lens, and we let you guys do your thing.
Maybe soon. I mean, we might run into. No, just kidding, guys.
If I, but
I think that's good advice.
I think so too.
I think honesty is really, got to be there too.
And respect. Treat everybody with respect.
Yeah.
You can criticize, and you can, leading a team, you can criticize, and you can, what's the other word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm not usually lost for words.
I don't know.
Take constructive criticism. We're not doing it to be mean. We're doing it to help you and make you better.
Right, Chad.
So, I'm not being mean. I just have that authoritative voice, and it comes out that way sometimes, but
All right. Yep.
Jamie knows.
It's not new.
So Jamie, how long have you known this Jerry and Melissa here?
Man,
What were we?
I'm happy to say I've known Melissa a very long time. Jerry, not so much. Jerry, what, fifth grade, sixth grade, maybe? I don't know. It was elementary school for sure. Somewhere in that window. And I gosh, that's got to be 40 years. You were 45. I don't know how old you are in elementary school, but it's a long time ago. But gosh almighty. And then whatever 15, 16 was for you guys, gosh, so forever. Quite a bit.
Wow.
Quite a bit. A few things have happened in between.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, and you guys work great together. As being on the same team with you guys, you get along. And
hold on, Chad. I do want to say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You guys, I've known you for 40 some years, and you two have not changed in that time. As teenagers, as grandparents now. I'm not being sentimental or mushy, on purpose here, but it's impressive that you two are so uniquely you through all of this. All of life that's come between then and now. So, that's super cool.
Thank you, Jamie. You're still on the team, man. I love you.
Save my spot.
Cat over there.
Why go through life being somebody you're not? You lived your life the way you want to live it, and you be happy. And
exactly.
Amen to that.
Hey, I do like to make a plug then, whenever you have time, Chad.
Go for it.
Well, I just wanted to thank everyone that helped us Saturday night. JOTT-NYX, JOTT-NYX New Jersey, and JOTT-NYX
and Eclipse.
Yes. Sorry, guys. I always want to say Creston all the time. Eclipse. I thank you. Thank you to Daryl giving us the opportunity to do this. Lourdes and Ron and Chris Mendez. Thank you. Red Mill. And I want to thank the guy who helped me build a fire. We got burned several times. We don't have insurance. We dealt with it, and it went well. Thank you, Dave.
We probably don't have much time to go into the whole event, but the event went really well. I mean, we've hit highlights of it, but
I think that it's earned itself another episode for reveal somewhere shortly down the line. When review can occur and all that good stuff. So we won't put a date on that yet, but I think it's merited with everybody and gather as many folks back as we can.
Oh yeah. They all had a good time. I was glad.
Yeah,
it was nice.
And the guests were great too. I mean, the group we had, they were a team. And what was his name? Scott the Medium.
Scott Davis.
Yes. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, we were in the schoolhouse. I mean, it was pretty easy for us. They just went at it. You know, Tim started off, and we went on from there. So
Good.
I sweated. We're just sitting there. You know, people were having a good time. So that's what's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm. So, if you got to investigate with any paranormal investigator out there, who would you pick to do that with?
Go ahead. I have to think about that. I'll think. Give me a
Okay,
moment. I'll find someone.
Jerry, the answer is Melissa.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the right answer, Chair.
that she was one of them. Like that would be obvious.
Mine would be John Zaffis. I have known John for a very long time.
Cherry.
The first time he signed my Amityville horror movie, like the original Amityville horror movie, I was hooked on him. So we've been talking, you know, back and forth over the years. He's picked up haunted objects for some of our clients and for some of my coworkers. He's actually come down to Pennsylvania and to New York to pick up some things for them and took them out of their homes. So, but I've never had an investigation with him.
Yeah.
So that would be nice just to see, you know, just something different. He'd be my one.
Jerry, any thoughts?
Not really. No, I really haven't really thought about anyone other than my wife, of course, and you guys on the team. But I don't know. Nick Raw, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, he seems pretty down to earth.
Yeah,
doesn't he?
I think I get along with him really well.
Yeah, Jerry Swope said me.
Yeah, you too, Jerry. There,
Jerry
smile about that. And of course, Jamie, you got to get back to work, man.
Hey, I finally am wearing matching shoes, so I'm really happy.
All right,
Good.
improvement.
It's been a long time.
So, Jamie, you have any last questions for him before? You know, it's hard to believe it's almost an hour. We've been.
Yeah, I have a comment, Chad, and
Okay.
I think it's worth noting here that we've been on air for 52 minutes and 48, 49, 50 seconds, etc. And we haven't lost Jerry yet.
No, we haven't.
So
Yeah.
it can happen.
It
It can happen.
In the blink of an eye.
Where he's
I'm
gone.
curious. I don't know where he's went.
I forget who we lost the other night, though.
It wasn't me.
Oh, it'll come to me. It was somebody, but it wasn't Jerry.
It wasn't me. Nope, I was there.
Nope.
Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. So we did lose somebody for a little bit. So
Yes. And I remember somebody saying it wasn't Jerry this time.
No. Yeah, I know. Who was that now?
we lost them. They're gone.
I don't know, but I was told to get this little tracker to put on him, like a bracelet or something. I can track all his moves.
Hit him square.
Hey, by the way, you want to
You
throw...
know, they do that with iPhones when you finally get it. So
There you go, Jerry. iPhone.
Oh, kill me with technology here.
We did lose Andrew in New York.
But yeah. Well, this was Saturday night. I'm pretty sure we lost someone. I don't remember. It was a long night.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll come to us after the show. You
Well,
know.
I do want to say, you know, we every time we go on a private going somewhere, somebody has car problems or and let's say me and Melissa's car had to get jumped by Tim. Thank you, Tim. Yeah,
we were left in the dark at 3 a.m. at the Red Mill, and my car didn't start.
Yeah, the dome light got knocked on somehow, and we didn't see it for 3 hours. So, thank you, Tim, for saving us from New Jersey people. Oh, I mean, I couldn't wait to get back to PA. Thank
Kirsten
you
for the win.
Yes, Amanda, that's right. We lost Andrew at Wildwood.
Yeah.
We did. We found him, but yes.
Yes.
So, Jamie, we can't wrap this one up with is it paranormal or not because we know it is. So,
Well, paranormal means oddly normal, so I think that describes these two perfectly.
so.
There you go. We're ourselves.
Mhm.
But hey, I do want to say something, and I'm gonna plug Daryl in. So if he's not watching, shame on him. But this book right here, Horrors of the House of Wills. If you all don't have this book, you need to get it, and you all or my team can borrow. Amazing book. I mean, to hear his hands-on accounts of things that happened to him out there, I won't be going there. Won't be gone.
Okay.
It officially hits on Friday. Is that correct?
Yes.
So in the usual selling spots of the internet and bookstores and all that. Okay.
Yeah. Now people have pre-ordered it, and he was doing a book signing Saturday night. So I know.
I got my
He
copy.
loves me. He loves me. I got my copy.
So.
I didn't get mine, Daryl. That's all right.
So
Guess we don't need two, right?
Wait, Jerry, are there pictures in it? Is that where you want us?
Yes, there are pictures in this book. See?
Best book there is, man. See that?
Jerry, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I don't have to read. Yep. I just read the back of it. How you read? No, I did it.
See, Jamie.
Jamie, you were supposed to keep this on track.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Well, since we did that plug, well, let's go ahead and jump to this plug.
Okay.
Jared, Jamie, I'm going to hand it off to you.
Yeah, here we go. So yeah, obviously we do Booby's Brewery in Mount Joy, PA, and we are there on this Saturday, the 9th, for a public event. And there are tickets available for that. On the following weekend on the 16th, we're trekking up to Sleepy Hollow for the Paracon. We have a table, so we are there with a full display and some cool stuff. And then back home in 2 weeks after that, on the 30th, back at the brewery, which is actually also National Ghost Hunting Day. We are, participating as everybody should on that day. It's the day, It's like everybody gets on National Ice Cream for Breakfast Day. We should all dig into that. So it's a fun day. Get out there and investigate. Come join us, for that matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tickets are available for the SavorStub app, savorstub.com, for the brewery events that are coming up. And we have, obviously we're in October as well. I think we have 2 dates in October, but not on Halloween weekend. So we may be looking for something to do ourselves. So any ideas out there, hit us up. We might be available from your way. So let's go to the next slide.
Well, actually, somebody.
We got a question.
Yeah, can you give the name of the book again?
The book is called The Horrors of the House of Wills. Here you go. There you go, Janet.
Yeah, the author is a guy named Daryl Marston. I don't know if everybody's heard of him.
That would be the key.
Honored to have that book.
Very cool.
Very honored.
So here's a bit of a show of what's going on in the Paracon up at Sleepy Hollow. I think tickets are still available for this one as well. As far as a guest general admission, there's a lot of folks there through the weekend. So come check us out. Plus all these other great folks, those thumbnails are way too small for me, Chad.
Well, Ron,
you probably know a few of these people.
Yeah, I was going to say Ron and Lourdes, who were with us this weekend. Scott Davis was with us this weekend. David and I met Shannon Collins in Hershey this year. So there's a bunch of people who are out there in the field. So
oh yeah, Alex
all
and Sam
interesting
will be there.
perspectives, different ways of doing things. Really good to learn from everybody.
So
great group of people.
Yep.
So here we're just going to plug Booby's Brewery again. Come out and see us at the brewery. Check out all their stuff. They do ghost tours. They do history tours. They have great food,
entertainment, you name it, something every night of the week.
And do an investigation with us.
Yeah.
So.
Come hang out with us.
And then here's our go for it, Jamie. Sorry.
You got it. I'm gonna sit back. So here's how to find us. Obviously, you found us here on Facebook or TikTok, YouTube. But our TikTok is hot and happening. So that's oh god, that sounds like an old man saying that. But we have great content on our TikTok page as well, and Instagram. So give us a like, give us a follow, see where we're at, what we're up to, and as we get evidence from the things we're up to, we'll post it and share it and do some fun stuff with it as well. So we really can't do this, and we could not have gotten to episode 20 if y'all weren't out there watching us. So thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate this. And Jerry, Melissa, thank you so very much for both of you guys coming on. This was a long time coming to get you here, but
I know.
Well worth the wait.
It's my bedtime.
Yes, it is.
I know, right?
I like doing it earlier because now I can go to bed early. So
yeah, it's
there
true.
you go.
Yeah, see, it works.
just teasing that a little bit. We're playing with what time we're going to do this. We're not sure yet. Jamie and I are going to talk about it. Jamie, do you have an episode for next week yet? Not to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot.
I do. I just figured it out like an hour ago. Because oh crap. We're going to talk about urban legends next week.
Ooh.
And especially as we get towards spooky season now that we're in September, campfire stories. You guys had a nice bonfire running at the Red Mill, but the stuff we talk around, stories like that, the things we talk around campfires and in spooky season overall. So let's explore some of them, the bigger ones maybe, but and then get some feedback from our guests on their favorites. So
Cool.
Some cool stuff. So,
That's awesome.
Perfect.
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap. Jerry and Melissa, thank you for coming on again. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Love you guys.
Stay cool and stay hydrated because it's not supposed to get, it's supposed to be warm the rest of this week. So
See, this ain't good.
It's a little warm in here.
This isn't good.
Well, we thank you. So
good, thank you so
Thanks
very
for
much.
having us, guys.
Yes, thanks, guys.
Good pleasure.
We'll
Yes.
talk to you soon. All right. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
All right, Earl, take care.
Good night.
Yeah.